The belt in my gloriously red plastic Simplicity Symmetry over there has started to slip. And I have two other similar machines. I've got a green Riccar 8850, and I've got this Panasonic over here, which is a MC 589, otherwise known as a Performance Platinum Plus, unbelievably long name. So all three of them are very similar machines. But I happen to notice a significant difference when it comes to the belts. Now, I went to Simplicity's website. I also went to Riccar's website. Believe it or not, they have something specifically for Riccar and Simplicity, at least at the time of making this video. And the factory said, which is the same factory for both, that the same belt fits equally well on a Riccar 8800 series and this Simplicity series. Well, it turns out that this Panasonic over here uses the same belt size as the 8850. So that would kind of imply that a belt that fits on this Panasonic would fit on this Simplicity. But you know what? I did some measuring and I got a little bit of a shock. So the distance between, say, I'll say center of brush roll to center of spindle, here to here, is significantly different than here to here. And I'll take these rug plates off in a minute. It's different enough that if you put a standard belt on that's designed to fit these machines, the 8850 and the Panasonic, this belt will last a long time, a really long time. But when you put it in this machine, because it's stretched and it might be almost an inch farther, that it wears out much faster. So I have an idea, but I want to show you what belts I got brand new today, and this is what we're going to use. So it's this Panasonic type UB8, and that technically is specifically designed for this Panasonic. I mean, that's actually what it says on the label up here. It says belts type UB8. And the 8850, as far as I can tell, it's the exact same thing, because the distance from here to here, same, but from here to here isn't. So let's take this apart. Let's take the Panasonic apart, and I'll show you what I mean. Nice metal rug plate. Okay, here's the belt access, and you see how long this is. So let's see if we can't measure it. And if I go center to center, I'm at about 7.5 inches. Yes. Okay, I'm at 7.5 inches center to center. But let's take this belt off and compare it to this one, because this belt, and I know I'm doing different types of measurements. If I squish this down, this is 7 inches right here. So I can make it. And we will compare the two. So that's 7 inches. All right, now let's see if I can get this out without pinching myself. That's always the fun part, getting this out without pinching yourself. All right, there we go. Put that back in there for now. And this is kind of a tight fit here. It's a really tight fit. Okay, so now let's see what we have. Put that back down here for a minute. Get that out of the way. So it was 7 inches for the new one. Let's see what we have for the old one. So the old one here, and by the way, this isn't slipping on this machine. And this belt's been on there for a couple years. Yeah, that's right, years. So we are stretched out now all the way to 8. So that's quite a difference. I want to show you what it looks like when I squeeze the two together. There, see that? So new. So I'm not doing everything upside down. New and several years old. So see the difference right there? Okay, so now I'm going to put this belt in here. If I can manage to squeeze that dude in. I don't change these very often, so I kind of have to fiddle with it. Come on, get in there. There we go. Nope, thought I had it. Okay. Oh, I missed. I missed. Jeez. Okay, now we're there. Boy, look. I'm going to have to stretch this all the way to here. That's not a problem. Try doing it without pinching yourself, though. Ugh, that's the fun part. All right, here we go. I'll roll that dude in. And this is the belt that's supposed to be specific exactly for this machine. And that always rotates. There you go. Woo! Let's get that aligned right. Okay. So that is the tonality of a new belt. That's really in there, isn't it? Okay, let me move you over to the Simplicity and we will compare. So, remember the Panasonic over here? That distance was about 7.5. Eek. This one is not 7.5. This one is 8.5. So I hope you can see that. Center to center. That's 8.5. That's an inch difference. And it's enough that it makes the belt stretch much farther than this one. See if you can hear. Huge difference in pitch, just huge. Shiny brush roll. Okay, so let's see. Usually, I think I try to take that little lever out, get it out of the way. It always ends up getting bent. Yeah, it's about as far out of the way as I can do that. All right. All right, let that hang out. By the way, these things are really expensive to replace, and they have a bunch of bearings in them, but they're rebuildable. But they are expensive to replace. Okay, so look at the distance we have here. Look at the length of this thing, how far it's stretched out. Oh, brother, look at this. See, we're all the way up to, we are past 9 inch. We're past 9.5 inches, no matter how you want to look at it. Maybe almost close to 9 3/4, but it's like 9.5. And that's just absolutely insane. And, same belt, or, supposed to be the same belt. So this obviously has stretched too far out. So if I take something that's like 9.5 inches, that's slipping a little bit, and I replace it with something that's got a little bit of stretch to it. This is 8 inches. This is still going to be tight on this machine, and it will last for a while. So the whole idea of this video, the point I'm getting at is, I'm going to use a used belt, a used one of these. Maybe it's stretched about, say, around 1 inch or so, and then I'll put it on my Simplicity Symmetry, because I'm not buying the idea that a Riccar 8850 belt, and of course this Panasonic, in this case specifically UB8, and the Simplicity, they all take the same belt and they all will work just fine. This requires a longer belt, and I have one now, a worn one of these. So I'm going to put that in, and we're going to see how well that works. And you should also be able to hear the difference too. Okay, I think, yeah, that's going to go down. Right. Now, see if I can get this on without it pinching me. Almost there. Oh, and I missed. There we go. Almost pinched, but not quite. Trying to get this little lever in there. There we go. See? There. Yeah, that fits. All right. Oh, I have to engage it. There. The belt should run. All right. So now, since we have removed this belt, well, maybe this will fit on something. Heck, maybe this will even fit on like my wide path tempo, and I could continue to still use it because it's still in really fairly decent shape. It's just that it's stretched too far. So it won't fit and run on my Panasonic or my Riccar 8850, and it's just started to slip on the Simplicity. So I can't use this right now for any of those three machines. Okay, so how about we give these guys a quick test run. First, the Simplicity with the stretched Panasonic belt. All right, that's wonderful. And nice. A lot more tension. Probably, I don't know, I'm hoping I'll get another like year or two out of it or something. I just hate to get belts for one specific machine. If I can make one belt work on several without performance loss, then I will do that. Okay, let's move over to the Panasonic. Let's see how the Panasonic runs with a brand new belt. Maybe I can fiddle with the alignment later to make it sound a little bit better. So I have to get underneath. There we go. Okay, let's give these two a quick run actually on the carpet now. See how they sound. Okay, this is running a lot better. One of the first indicators that I heard when the belt started getting too stretched and started slipping was if I had the machine running and then I went ahead and put it back up into its most upright or parked position like this, literally I could hear the brush roll almost slow down to nothing. I mean, it slowed way, way down. It didn't stop, but it slowed way, way down. Now, in this case, when I do that with the stretched belt from the Panasonic, I don't get hardly any of that slowdown at all. So we're in good shape here, probably for me, another year or two with that belt. So let's switch out to the Panasonic, see how it's doing. So off camera, I went and fiddled with the belt alignment just a little bit. I took it, there's not really a whole lot of printing on this belt. I went like this, and I just turned it around like this, and it adjusted the alignment well enough to where it's not hitting anything one way or another. So let's see what this guy sounds like now. New belt. Fantastic, nice and smooth. I think we are good with my Riccar Simplicity, and the Panasonic, of course, never really had a problem. We just swiped one of his belts. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.